Hey, feature presentation is back as well. Let's go.
I got feature presentation ready. And if you couldn't tell by the Lavender Town theme song, it's Pokemon. And it's a fan theory. My fan theory, actually. I came up with it. I don't want to pitch this out there, you guys, and it's probably overanalyzing. But I really like this theory. So let's... Okay, that sounds completely biased because that is my theory. But I hope you guys will think it's funny too. Or good, or whatever you guys think. I just hope you enjoy it. That's what I'm trying to say here. I'm gonna move on before I say something else that sounds really stupid and weird. Lumiose City is the happiest place in the Kalos region. It's Paris, for crying out loud. There's a giant tower that lights up the night. There's happy people everywhere. And not so happy things, as most of you probably already know, but for like the 3 people who don't know, don't tell them until I tell them. When you first return to Lumiose City after fixing the Team Flare incident at the Kalos region power plant, there will be an unmarked building up in northern Lumiose that you can go and visit. And if you visit here, well, the lights start flickering, and the ghost girl of Lumiose City appears. Now, most of you already know about this girl. She's a ghost, stalks you out of the elevator, and has prompted some pretty decent fan arts. But don't worry, your Lumiose City ghost girl does more than just stalk you out of an elevator once. On the 4th floor of the Hotel Richisme, you find our lovely ghost girl again. This time, waiting for someone else to come out of the elevator. And if you talk to her, she'll miss the elevator, apparently. But the biggest question here is, why? Why does she do this? What happened to turn her into the poor, tortured soul with a fixation on elevators that we all know and love today? Well, Nintendo sure hasn't told us anything. Game Freak hasn't told us anything. So, we're left to speculate. And this is what I came up with. I studied long and hard on a trail of clues that probably wasn't there. And like the great detective Batman and the other great detective Sherlock Holmes, I think I have found the murderer. And now we are ready to prosecute. We want the truth and nothing but the truth. We want justice.
So, here's the ghost girl on floor 4 of the Hotel Richisme. Don't talk to me. If you do, I won't hear the elevator. Okay? She's in... Get out of the room first, dummy. She's in this room, by the elevator. So, if I go over here into this room, I talk to everyone on the floor, and this is what I find. Lovely how they don't lock the doors here at Hotel Richisme, isn't it? This hotel feels so freeing somehow. And then... Ah, darn it. Walls. Go in here. In here. Okay. This guy. Oh, my darling, where have you gone? Leaving dear Meryl and me all alone. And then Meryl... Sounds kinda sad. These are the only other living things, other than the plants, on this floor.
For the purposes of this investigation, we have named these 2 men. This is Freeman, and this young fellow is Meryl Man. Now here's where the conjecture begins, but follow my line of reasoning. I don't know if it makes sense to you, but it made sense to me, and it made sense to everyone else I've told this theory to. That's why I'm putting it in a video. Meryl Man is a honeymooner male trainer, which means that there should be a honeymooner female to go with him. Every other honeymooner male in the game has a female. Where is she? I came to the conclusion that the Lumiose City ghost girl in life was his honeymooner female trainer. And I believe Freeman is the murderer. You're thinking to yourself, Why are you accusing such a nice and innocent-seeming man? Well, let's look at what he says. Lovely how they don't lock the doors here at Hotel Richisme, isn't it? This hotel feels so freeing somehow. And that is where it made sense to me. I saw a love triangle. Our hex maniac was engaged to marry Meryl Man. They would have spent the rest of their lives happily together. This made Freeman jealous. If he couldn't have her, no one could. And so, he killed her. Maybe he really did do it then. We have a motive. Maybe behind those golden eyes, that white mustache, that suave white suit, lies the face of a killer. A killer as ruthless and vicious as the Joker or Two-Face. Now, we obviously don't have a murder weapon. There's nothing visibly that like stands out as a murder weapon. But you have to remember, there are a lot of ways to kill people. You can use your hands, your feet. You can use a blunt object. He used a chair, suitcase. Now, here's what I think what happened. I think Freeman and Hex Maniac Girl, I think they worked together at the unmarked building. And I think that perhaps one day he killed her with a chair. And then he hid the body in a filing cabinet. Or maybe he had a large briefcase that he stuffed the body in. And then when he left work that day, if he stuffed her in a large briefcase, he waited till night, carrying her body in both elevators, going out of the work building and up the in the Hotel Richisme elevator, and then waiting till night, goes back down and dumps the briefcase contents, her body, into one of the many canals in Lumiose City. Or if he stuffed her in a filing cabinet, he goes home, comes back with a large briefcase or something, explaining that he forgot something he needs to get. They let him in, he gets the body out of the filing cabinet, and goes and throws that in the canal. And this stuffing her in the cabinet only makes sense if he actually, that's his filing cabinet and only he's allowed in there. But I had another thought as I was doing this video. What if that building, the reason it's unmarked is it just finished construction, and her body is hidden in the wall or under the floor? So maybe that's why she haunts there, as well as the hotel. I believe either way that he killed her in one of the elevators, or as she was stepping out of the elevator, most likely the work building, because there's no one else on that floor. And if he did it in a crowded hotel, he probably would have been seen. So I believe he killed her in or just outside the elevator in the office building, hid her body there, and maybe he dumped it in the canal. Although I guess if her body was in there, you'd expect to see her haunting near the canals. So her body's probably still in the wall or something at the unmarked building. And he got away with murder. Meryl Man will never see his fiancée again because of this twisted man and his unsatiable lust, his insane jealousy. It's a dark place. It's a dark place indeed in Lumiose City. And no one knows about this. No one but us. This would have been a great Halloween special. Well, I was at my mom's on Halloween, so I didn't get to do this. And honestly, I completely forgot I even planned to do this as a video until today, as I was coming up with ideas for what to do. Hope you guys enjoyed this, because my head is kind of messed up now, going back over this theory. And yeah, so what do you guys think? Is Freeman guilty or innocent? Do we feed him to the Sharkticons? Or do we let him walk free? His fate is in your hands. Does he get away with murder? Or do we get justice for the poor young lady? Thank you for watching.